morning guys, I hope you guys are doing great. It's the last day in Aqaba, last day in Jordan as well. So in this video what I'm going to be doing is going to be giving you a review of my time in Jordan and basically giving you a rundown of my experiences, some of the tips and advice for anyone who's visiting Jordan as well. So just stay tuned within this video. Last few hours going to be walking around giving you tips and advice for if you visit Jordan. So let's go. So this is one of the beaches in Aqaba. I think there are a few scattered around. There are obviously some which are dominated by the hotels and stuff, but this is like an open beach where anyone can come. A lot of people come and have a cup of tea, have some lunch here and that kind of stuff, and obviously people go for a swim, but not too far out. So one of the things to do in Aqaba is go on a boat ride. Prices do vary. A lot of them will start charging you around about 15 dinar. You really want to go on one of these boats. Sorry.
مصر منطقة جزيرة فيها أشجار وفيها شغلات قديمة. تبع مصر يعني تقريبا من العقبة من هون لغاية ساعة زمن بس. وإله تلا بيت تحت الجنوب. تعرف هذا اللي هذا تعرض المحتلة؟ هي محتل. اسمع ايش رايك اعطيك جولة قد هاي 10 مرات.
Okay, so my review of Jordan, it is really nice, such a nice place to visit. You might want to wonder like how long to stay in Jordan for, and it all really depends on what you want to do and what you want to achieve during your trip here. So if you're just staying in one city, then a week is enough. So the two main airports and the two main cities are Aqaba and Amman. If you come into Aqaba and you just want to chill in Aqaba in the city, I'd say like maybe 4 days is enough. If you're going to Amman and only in Amman, then I'd say maybe 4 days is enough there also. But then if you want to travel across to some of the sites and stuff, so if you're arriving in Amman and you want to see some of the touristic places like Petra, Wadi Rum and stuff like that from Amman, then I'd say maybe you need a week. But if you want to do pretty much the whole country, you'd want around about 10 days. and it might still feel rushed because you might be going to certain places for just a day, and maybe at certain locations you'll spend 2 days, so it might feel rushed at some parts. So time wise, it really depends on yourself and what your itinerary is. The next thing we'll talk about is like the prices. So as a tourist, you can expect to pay more than what the local people pay, and that takes into account things like taxis, transport, even restaurants. You're going to be paying a premium for a tourist, especially if you don't speak the Arabic language. If you speak the Arabic language, you might have some advantages in certain situations. So we experienced this like when we were catching taxis, and a lot of the time when we were catching taxis in Petra, the touristic prices are 4 or 5 dinar. For just short rides, it's really, really expensive, and they do capitalize on the tourists. For locals, the local price is about a dinar and a half for the same kind of rides. So please bear that in mind. Once you know that, you can obviously haggle, and I believe they do have meters in the taxis as well, so if you want it to go with a meter, you need to insist. The next thing we want to talk about is food. I did get to try some Jordanian food, makluba, there's mansaf, and there's a lot of like Jordanian only dishes, so be sure to try them. If you try them in tourist places, then you are going to be paying a premium yet again. If you come to Aqaba, then you can try fish. There are like quite a few fish restaurants. The ones on the beachfront, they're going to be charging you quite a lot of money. So it's going to be like 10-15 dinars for a meal. Whereas if you just take a short stroll, maybe 5-minute walk away from the beach, you can expect to pay at least half of that or even lower. So don't get fooled by just going on to the restaurants on the beachfront. There are many restaurants available. Shawarma is really, really big in Jordan, and you'll realize that when you go to a lot of the cities, there are a lot of shawarma joints. If you're in Amman, check out Reem. That's rated one of the highest and the best places in Amman for shawarma. And one of the other things I'd really recommend is checking out some of the sweets, things like baklava and some of the other sweet dishes like kanafa. They are really, really delicious and great value for money in these kind of places. Transport wise, you can get up and down the country by a thing called a jet bus, which is a coach service. I'm sure there are others available, and the prices are really, really cheap, so you can travel from Amman to Aqaba and vice versa for just 10 dinars. And that is great value for money for the amount of distance that you cover. The taxis are obviously a lot more. We opted to go for the VIP version of the jet bus, which gives you a lot more space. There are leather seats and there are meals included. So we went from Amman to Aqaba for just 20 JD, includes a sandwich, includes tea, includes water, and also the space on the coach as well. Instead of having a 2 and 2 seating formation, there is a 2, which are very spacious, and then a 1. So you can choose your seats as well if you book it online, which we did. You just basically get a QR code and that gets scanned on the bus. And also there are toilets on board the jet buses as well, which is a bonus. Obviously on the VIP one it was a lot cleaner than the normal one, and you can take your bags and stuff at no extra charge. In some of the cities there are like taxis available, taxi services such as Uber and Kareem, and they can work out pricier than the usual taxis, but as a foreigner, because you're going to be paying that tourist premium, it might be actually cheaper to catch a taxi with those apps, because at least you know what the set price is, and obviously you can't get cheated. Well, you shouldn't anyway. Hotels are definitely cheaper in Amman because there's a lot more options. It's a bigger city, a lot bigger city than Aqaba. And Aqaba, the closer you are to the beach, you're going to be paying more than the further you are from the beach. And with both cities, if you don't book online, you can negotiate the price. But obviously you do have like booking services such as booking.com and hotels.com and these kind of things where you can book in advance. And if you come off season, the hotels won't be so busy, so you know, you can maybe negotiate a price. In the summer, you know, it'll be a lot more full. We traveled in the winter where I think I prefer it when there's less people. There weren't so much crowds, and also you can negotiate prices on certain things as well, because the demand just isn't there. In the summer, places will be busier. It'll be harder to walk around, get about with freedom. It'll be harder to find like places at hotels, harder to find seats in restaurants. And the tourist attractions can charge more as well. So bear that in mind. But the only advantage obviously with summer is you got the nicer weather, the longer days, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, we're going to be going ahead and ending the vlog there, and I hope you enjoyed the time in Jordan. I'm just looking forward to connecting with you guys on another trip in the near future. For now, goodbye and peace.